All right, welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about the fear of failure and how to face it and why it can be the most important tool in your kit if you want to be a good leader, parent, entrepreneur, etc. All right, so welcome back. My name is Reggie Wilson. I'm the founder of Fit for Freelance, the guilt-free weight loss coach, where we build adaptive business leaders through compassionate health coaching. I come through every Monday live 8:30 Eastern time to Facebook and YouTube, and I repost around the internet. So if you find this topic interesting, give it a like, share it, because I think we got some good stuff here. Today, I just want to connect a little bit. I do a lot of what to do videos. I want to give a little connection about the importance of overcoming your fear of failure, because this is going to be something that holds back a lot of people. And it's why I started Fit for Freelance. So I wanted to talk with you a little about it. First of all, facing the fear of failure lets us take confident ownership of our paths to freedom and fitness. So that's the big thing here. That's what I believe in. That's what I stand for. And my clients are also for that, where they know that they are taking control of their lives, their health habits, their business, their quality of life, whatever they're needing to lead. That's taking it on head on, right? So if you're not really in this place where you're taking on your fear of failure, or you're letting it run it, then you're going to end up saying things like, I already know what I have to do, right? And I was talking with someone close to me a little bit before this, telling them about the topic, and she said, oh man, I can't believe you're going to talk about that. That's exactly what I need to know. And I already know what I have to do, right? So if that's you, you can leave a comment or a thumbs up, because I'm talking to you. If you have a fear of failure, something that's holding you back from taking ownership, so number one core value of Fit for Freelance, then we're going to go with it. All right. So what it does, your fear of failure means that you are possibly missing elements of confidence, realistic focus, or accountability, or your fear of failure will override that, right? So the first one, this is the people who are stuck. They're casually implementing things. They can't see the change they want to see. And we are building a network and a community of people who want to do better and want to see how far they can go with their success, right? So the first thing, fear of failure kills confidence, and people avoid challenges instead of taking them on, right? So if you're not sure about something, or you think you might fail, then you're less likely to take it on. You're nervous about it. You're scared. And there are two different levels of failure, right? So when you're looking at it, there's my first thought I wanted to title is fear of failure is unacceptable. And then I thought about it. Maybe fear of failure is a little bit more common and useful than we think, right? So when you have a fear of failure, that means you're going to pay attention to details. You are going to prepare yourself. You're going to study. You're going to use your resources. You're going to take time to do the right thing, right? Up to a certain point. That's the good side, the eustress side of your fear of failure, because you want things to go well. However, in extreme cases, or like typical cases, right, your fear of failure is too big for your feeling of self-efficacy, that confidence that I just mentioned. So you're not going to be able to take on that challenge. So that's the first part. You kill your confidence. You're avoiding challenges. Another thing it can affect is your realistic focus, right? So if you have a big outsized fear of failure, then you can't progress in their dreams and goals because they can't focus realistically, right? So if you have a fear of failure, it's because you might be thinking too big. What do you want the overall outcome to be, right? So you'll see this in health habits when people are like, I want to lose 30 pounds. And so they have this fear of failure. Like, what if I can't lose all 30 pounds? Like, what if something happens next week and they have like the little pigs in a blanket, right? So then they start to like come up with all these like what ifs that are a lot smaller. And then they don't have realistic focus, and then they can't make progress towards their dreams and their bigger goals because they don't have that realistic focus. So leave a thumbs up if that's you. Another thing people do when their fear of failure is too big for what they're doing is they lose accountability, right? And you know people like this who can't take accountability, right? So people with the huge fear of failure, no accountability, they're unreliable, and they procrastinate a lot, right? So, well, if I'm calling you out, I'm sorry. What we're doing is getting past this fear of failure and why it's important, right? So you all know somebody who just can't seem to say, oh, my bad. I'll fix it or I'll work on it. There's always someone that like blames it on the environment, blames it on someone else, and like that frustrates you. What you don't want to do is be that person to yourself and your own goals. So if you have a fear of failure that's a little bit bigger than what you're able to manage currently, then you're going to come up with these kinds of things. And these are things that you don't want to be part of, right? So that's the accountability element. And what I want to point out is that the future belongs to adaptive business leaders who face their fears, right? So people who are able to take that next step and continually adapt are the ones who are seeing progress. So anytime you think about it, here, let me just bring up the next one. Some examples like your entrepreneurs, your superstars, Hall of Famers. Steph Curry's like on fire right now. Influential artists, celebrities, tech companies. Just close your eyes and imagine somebody who is in one of these categories, someone that you look up to, anyone who's famous, pretty much, or an inspiration, or even a community leader to you. These are examples of people who have continually overcome failure, right? So it might look like they're just successful. It might look like I can just come up here and talk to you on these live streams, but there were definitely a series of failures that happen. You have to overcome that with courage each step of the way, right? So that's why it's important. You can think of plenty of examples. Just take a moment and really ponder like what those people had to go through, right? So some of the famous examples, Michael Jordan got cut from his high school basketball team, became one of the greatest basketball players of all time, arguably the greatest, right? Oprah got fired from her first reporter job. Now Oprah, right? So there's tons of examples of this. And so I want you to think of what happens if we don't overcome our fear of failure. If these people aren't able to get past it, if you aren't able to get past that, then you'll always wonder what life could be like if you tried. You'll miss opportunities for yourself and your business and your community and the people who could be looking up to you, right? Just as you are looking up to these other people, these other examples, right? These people are inspiring you. You also have some influence, especially if you're in a leadership role, if you're a parent, if you're a community leader, right? If you are, any of that stuff. There's so many examples. You want to be able to face those fears and not wonder what it could be like. And so that's why my mission with Fit for Freelance is make health an engaging part of the entrepreneur journey by inspiring confident ownership of your path to freedom and fitness, right? So what we do, we use the guilt-free framework and we build that confidence, realistic focus, and accountability. So you're not overwhelmed with goals and unreliable. And you can make progress because you have realistic focus and then you have the confidence to do it, right? So we build that up through health habits. And this is a big thing I talk about. I don't talk about it online much, but if you ever sit down to dinner with me or something, that's why I'm bringing it to you now, is it's not just about health coaching for me, right? I know health. I've been doing public health. I studied nutrition. I've been working out since I was a teenager. All that stuff is cool. But what it does is this Fit for Freelance, guilt-free game plan, the framework, all that is designed to really break down the process with things that you might want to do every day anyway, right? So eating better, exercising more, right? Things that are going to help you have more energy, right? So we're breaking down that process. You get to see the results, weight loss results, or, you feeling more confident, right? Any of that. And then you see the process, right? It's very tangible, it's realistic. And it's not just some idea. It's something that you can physically move your body, move some weights, go for walks, make healthier choices on a small scale, and you see those bigger impacts. And then you take that process and you translate that over to some of your bigger goals in life, right? So maybe you have a revenue goal for your company, or maybe you want to grow your audience in your online business, or maybe you want to be more present after work with the people you care about, right? Any of those bigger goals, you take this same guilt-free game plan process and the framework and you switch it up and it'll work exactly the same. The big thing though is you have to enter the practice. You have to get your mind right. So if you never try anything because you're so afraid to fail, then you aren't going to be practicing. And I saw something last week that said, anything worth doing is worth doing poorly, right? So even if you are really just complete garbage at something, or you can't get it right on the first few times, the first 2 2 times, 10 times, 100 times, right? Every time you are trying to do that, you are going to find new ways to make that process better, to improve your skills. And I know this not only through health coaching, but from my own skills, salsa dancing, right? Calligraphy, breaking it down, throw discus in high school too, right? You just like, you're not very good at it. And then each time you practice, you get a little better. But the key is to be entered into the practice. You have to be able to try, you have to overcome your fear of failure and be able to use that, right? So ultimately, what we want to do is use the skills and process to make the world a better place, right? So as we empower more people to lead healthier lives, to make better choices for themselves that are aligned with their goals, instead of always going outside of themselves or, you know, giving into peer pressure or taking on the demands of others, you know, anything like that, right? So when you do that with your health, then you can start to like focus on what you want for your life in the empowerment of your community, right? And you're inspiring the people around you and you're showing them how to lead the healthy, fulfilling life of their dreams by doing it yourself, right? So it's kind of meta. That's what I'm doing. Everything, these whole like light setup, camera, action, microphone, all that is just me telling you that you can take these steps, right? I'm just a regular old dude taking extraordinary actions to get people results so we can build better communities, right? And then let's see. So if everyone's doing that, right? If there are no more people with like oversized fear of failure, just imagine what that can do to the world, right? If you did those things that you always wanted to do or you thought would be cool if you tried them, but you're like, no, I don't know. I'm too scared. What if I mess up? What if I don't do it right? Or what if it's too hard, right? If you are able to break that down into a skill you can use, the world's going to be a better place, right? So here's your opportunity. Here's your comment. What small step will you take within 24 hours towards that thing that you've always wanted to do, right? So if you've always wanted to try, I don't know, a new recipe, or if you've always wanted to try to have more energy or lose weight, or, you know, that cool hobby, play an instrument, what small step can you take, even if you're just researching what store is in the area so you can go pick up that saxophone, right? Or anything like that. What small step can you take within the next day to get started with that? Leave a comment for that. And then if you're ready to lead the healthy, fulfilling life of your dreams, to overcome your fear of failure, and possibly just use that as a tool to reach your goals and take ownership of your path to freedom and fitness, I've got a link in the description for my 4 minutes to start losing weight game plan. Follow me. I'm all over social media, on Instagram at Fit for Freelance. I'm on Facebook. You're probably watching me on YouTube. So anywhere you're seeing this, connect with me. Check the link in the description, and let's do it. Let's overcome the fear of failure so we can build better communities and lead the healthy, fulfilling life of my dreams. My dream is for everyone to lead the healthy, fulfilling life of their dreams. So you. So let's see if I have any comments here. No comments on the live stream. That's it. That's why it's so important to face your fear of failure and do the things that you're meant to do. If you know someone this would be helpful for, or if this resonates with you, share it. Give it a thumbs up. Appreciate you watching. And that's it. Keep practicing.